you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 here in the northwest section of the map, ending with Team 2 in the southeast. Starting off with the rearguard airsoft player of Team 1 in Amethyst Purple, it is Wetman going first there as a Cybran. He is a 1200. To his south in Tropical Ocean Blue, we have Kramer going first line as a Cybran as well. He is an 1100, and I'm going to slow down just a little bit so we don't miss any of that early action. To his east in Batman Gray, we have Literal going first line as an Aeon. He is a 1600 here for Team 1. To his southwest in Light Oak 10, we have Just Q going first line as the third Cybrans here for Team 1. He is a 1700, the highest rated player on Team 1, and tied for the highest in the game overall. And he is in Light Oak 10. And last but not least, for Team 1 in the best faction and best color, it is Existential Badger, if I could say that correctly, going first land as a UEF. He is in Forest Green, and he is a 1000 rated player. So for Team 1 side of things, we have 3 Cybrans, an Aeon, and a UEF, which means they don't have access to the Seraphim tech. Starting off with the regular side player of Team 2 in Pac-Man Yellow, it is Dr. Lexus going first land as a UEF. He is a 1200. In Ruby Red 2 is North, the first Seraphim of the game to introduce. It is Mr. Female Dog going first air. He is in Ruby Red. He is a 1200, and he is a Seraphim. To his west is the Snow White player of Artifacts going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1300 going first land. To his northeast in Chevy Crimson, another Cybran here for Team 2. He is MSG going first land as a Cybran. He is also the highest rated player on Team 2 and tied for the highest rated player overall with, is that Just Q on the north or Team 1 team. And last but not least here for Team 2 in Regal Purple, we have Dorset going first land as the third Cybran here for Team 2. He is a 1200 going first land, most likely second air. So for Team 2 side of things, they have 3 Cybrans, 1 UEF, and 1 Seraphim. So the difference between the two teams for their faction makeup is one has access to Aeon Tech, one has access to Seraphim Tech, and of course the one doesn't have access to Seraphim, and 2 does not have access to Aeon. Let's go ahead and let's go and introduce how much mass is currently on the field in terms of reclaim. And there's only 4,500, not really a lot. Let's rounded that up to about 1,000, so less than 500 mass per player. That is not a lot of mass to scoop up, and in a small map like this, where I can't even zoom out all the way, and probably about a 15 by 15 at the most, there's not really a lot of mexes to be scooped up. There is just cutting the map in half, a Trimex position, a Quad Mex, another Quad Mex here in the northeast, and a couple ones, and maybe some dual mechs right here. Not really a lot of mexes to scoop up, so our players will probably focus more on quote-unquote artificial means of growing their economy, either with mass fabs or with RAS comms. We do see a lot of the comms for both teams moving to the center of the map. There is an upper plateau section with 2 mass points, one on either side. We might see a nice little T1 land invasion from one team or the other. And we do see a couple of one-off plateaus here. Might get a nice shield, be able to secure that entire plateau, get some artillery, get some... I mean, you can even put some PD on the edges because that cliffside is pretty much at an angle, so you could shoot at a lot of things on the lower section of the map. Good tactical advantage there for either team if they decide to scoop it up. There is a couple more plateaus in the rear guard here for these teams. One of them does have a couple of mexes on board. I wouldn't be surprised to see an air grid be spammed up here pretty quickly because it is, of course, sectioned off from most of the land. Actually, it's all of the land, but T1 artillery could hit a couple of outlying structures, but nothing more in the core. We do see transports out from Team 2 from the Ruby Red player of Mr. Female Dog to the west. There is a T1 striker waiting for those engineers to drop. Those engineers get the orders to move southward, and there are couple more strikers and a snoop on board to try to intercept these engineers on a reclaim / mechs building operation. And that will definitely slow down Team 2's expansionary forces in the southwest. It is mainly only one player here for Existential Badger securing this southwestern side. And he is getting some assistance from Just Q, blocking up this avenue of attack and trying to do his best to be able to push forward. He is going to go straight for this position here for artifacts. He wants to knock that out and take out that expansion here for his opponent and drive back Team 2 into their, essentially the main base of artifacts. I wouldn't be surprised to see a similar thing happen on the northeastern side for Team 2's player of MSG. He's doing something similar. He's using his comm more on this more open end side of the map. He's using his units to secure that one mech. He's going to put a factory just in the middle of that little more alleyway. Not even a valley. I think it's just an alleyway. We do see Wetman, the rearguard airsoft player for Team 1, on the, essentially the front line, even before other players like Kramer get there. Very interesting that he's just going straight for it. We do see very similar things going on here from Mr. Female Dog as well. And he is moving to the west, so it will be a 2v3 scenario here. Team 1 at 2 players, Team 2 at 3 players. At least in terms of those comms, if those move orders are to be taken as is. Guns damage and range immediately starting to be built for MSG here on this eastern side. No support. Comm is isolated. Could be very easy to just knock him out of that upgrade. It would be Cybran versus Cybran. One T1 Bomber and one T1 Mantis Assault Bot is on their way. We do see a couple of AA guns being built, these Sky Slammers, to be able to protect that comm. The comm is already at 30%. He might just stick it out for that full upgrade. Literal is going for his gun range upgrade. There's still a couple of mechs he can go after. We do see Dorset in the northeast corner securing that quad mix expansion in the northeast, getting some facilities online. And gun damage and range here for Dr. Alexis. Team 2 trying to exert their control, and now gun speed and range here. A lot of comms on Team 2 being very aggressive with their upgrades. Positioning, not necessarily the upgrades in general. And we do see that comm of MSG is forced to retreat and cancel that upgrade. Definitely going to be a missed opportunity there. That facility will not last long. There is one T1 PD, and that PD is very well placed because essentially covers the entire avenue. They have to move a little bit in, but after that, everything will be shot at, so no tricky 1 and 2 1-bys. Another T1 PD is being built for MSG to secure his retreat. Love to see that. He'll fall behind that, and Wetman will be forced to retreat as well. We do see more T1P popping up here for Team 1 coming out from Literal. Now that gun speed and range will be assisted by some engineers, and they could be assisted by some Mantis, but they're focused on offensive operations. A couple of Aurora get chewed up by that Dorset Cybran Commander. Not the best situation to be in that regard. And Team 2 not electing to go for this upper plateau, which means Team 1 has a super easy time securing that southern side, and that will be huge for Team 1 for getting some T2 artillery. At least that's what I would do, and be able to start taking out some bases. We do see a nice group of units here for Existential Badger, which is for some reason very, very fun to say after I've said it like 4 times. Forcing back Team 2 is Dr. Lexus. He's probably going for gun or T2. It is on the arm. It is on the right arm. That should be gun. We'll see in a couple of seconds if it is. I can probably rewind chat to see if it is. Yep, it is gun. Trying to get used to looking at it versus just relying on the little text icon. Not text icon, but text information. Stealth going on the way for Just Q. He has his gun upgrade. And I would not be surprised to see him just charge against Artifacts. Artifacts is pushing against Just Q here, but that upgrade will finish even if he has to take a couple of hits. He's perfectly fine, and is using the Mantis Engineering Suite to assist in that upgrade as well, to speed it up at least a little bit. With all the Cybrans on the map, there's going to be a lot of monkeys running around, and Team 1 and 2 just have at it here. Wetman and Literal trying to force back this army of MSG with assisting Dorset Commander. Dorset has taken a decent amount of hits, dropped into the yellow. MSG is all alone now. He has his forces back here. They should be engaging, but does not want to give Team 1's comms some veterancy. Literal has speed and range. Wetman has no gun. MSG has gun. So one of each comm for both teams has gun upgrade. Of course, one Aeon and one Cybran, and there are 3 Cybrans in total, which means 3 of the 4 comms have the lowest amount of base HP in the game for a commander. Just Q holding off an attack from Artifacts. Artifacts is pushing, but he's dropping into the yellow. Mr. Female Dog coming in to assist. And MSG is still in the green for now, but barely almost dropped into the yellow. Going to be very interesting in here. 2 comms focusing 1 comm here for Team 1. Essentially what this means is Team 1 has a excess comm that they can move around, and Team 1's comm of Kramer is actually just staying behind, going for T3 air. Here, almost at 10 minutes, that will be a very fast T3 upgrade. Team 2 doing actually kind of similar things, so going for a gunship first and then T3. They will definitely slow down that upgrade. And units inbound from the west here from Existential Badger coming in to take out but Artifacts. Kramer is on Team 1. Don't think there's enough forces to be able to take out Artifacts. That gun will be finished. Oh, artillery is inbound. Will it be enough? Oh, taking out the Mantis support. Yeah, it is enough, but that gun is already beating down that T1 PD. That is not going to last very long, and that gun will finish for Existential Badger. He'll be able to exert a little bit more pressure here on the southern side. Interceptors inbound for some reason. Don't know if they're guarding for some gunships. We saw 1 gunship online, and Literal gets killed by Mr. Female Dog here in the northeast corner of the map. Literal is complaining in chat. Must have been from gunships or something else. Let's see. I think that's... I don't know what that is. A lot of dead units here on the northeastern side. But Team 1 loses a player here at 10 minutes in this game. It's now a 5v4 in favor of Team 1. Team 1's Just Q will inherit everything here that Literal owned. He'll probably give that over to either Wetman. Actually, he'll probably just give it over to Wetman because he is managing things. Yep, there it goes. And that must have been... If that was coming up from Mr. Female Doug, that must have been gunships. There is a gunship online, but Just Q is just going to take it in spades. See how many hit points? 360. Yeah, that seems about right. 320 right here. That kind of looks like a Volther wreck. Yeah, it's definitely some gunships, and it just looks like Team 1 just did not have enough AA support. More is being built to combat that, of course. When you see Dorsa going for his gun upgrade. But again, very far forward probably is not the best idea. There is a decent amount of force protecting him, but again... Being that far forward, it is pretty easy to cancel if you feel super threatened. Team 2 is holding back Team 1's attempts to keep pushing northward, keep pushing southward, but still constantly being forced back. Mechs is going down all the time. Team 1 is leading the eco at 225 versus almost 200. About 25 mass more than their opponents. And T3 air has been achieved. Will he go for bomber first? No, he's going for Ion Reactor, T3 Pigeon, and then we'll go for ASFs, not Bomber. I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity. T3 Air Headquarters is going to finish right now, about now here for Team 2. So both players on both teams will have access to T3 Air technology. That gun upgrade is still going. He's getting a radar online. That'll be nice to be able to, just know what's inbound. Of course, use your environment to your advantage and protect that little radar installation. I do like how it's at a slight angle because it's built on a hill. It's not just, converts into very flat, just kind of sticks it within its environment. You can't tell that from the zoomed out view, but in zoomed in you can. We do see units trying to secure that Trimex position in the northeast, trying to deny it for his opponent. We do see Wetman might engage that himself. He could probably take out most of those units, but he's worried about these ones over here to the east. He's being a little bit more cautious. He's going to go for stealth and probably nano. Artifact's actually going for nano. Already has stealth on board. That'll ratchet up his hit point region a little bit. Don't need that there anymore. We do see Artifacts is in control of all of the land forces. I would love to see these be transferred over to Dr. Lexus. And we do see more movement to the north. I think we see a huge just ambush opportunity here for Just Q. He's pretty far forward with no support, going for a couple of those. What is he going for? Just a couple of larger clumps of mass. And that nano is going to finish it pretty soon. His units move in to compensate and assist. And there goes that push in the north against Wetman. Wetman at 73%. He will not cancel that upgrade. He is on gun, going after anything and everything nearby. Needs to overcharge anything and everything he can. Those units fully just sending it. Has some Obsidian turrets. Obsidian T2 heavy tanks online. And that will definitely be able to ward off all this incoming threat. Let all the other units take the shots while the Obsidians take the brunt of that action. Wetman does finish stealth and will retreat a little bit. Dorset essentially just didn't donate a bunch of mass, but just killed a bunch of units on the units here for Team 1. We do see Blazes inbound as well, going after MSG's comm. MSG will take out... No, will not take up that Obsidian. But again, 2 comms versus 1, not necessarily the best idea. Bomber is online for Kramer. Going after another T2 Mechs, kills that one off. And what is he going for next? Looks like he's been going after land facilities, it looks like. T2 land. I mean, that could have been T2 land. I don't know what it was. Drops another bomb, takes out 2 more T2 Mechs. It is huge here for Team 1. Just a 9 eco, 3,000 mass killed on board. That bomber takes out another set of T2 Mechs. Oh, it's just hurting Team 2. Bomber does not able to drop, unfortunately. There is 1 ASF chasing, 1 ASF trying to intercept the other one, and a couple of Janus nearby. Maybe they'll try to go after that bomber as well. Bomber is off screen. I'm trying to watch here in the southeast for that bomber. That bomber does reappear, but Just Q is being forced back a little bit. All of those units for artifacts have been killed off. That is huge here for Team 1 because they're just going to keep pushing with T2 pillars online as well. That will definitely assist dealing with that. Bomber is inbound going after that position. This position here for Mr. Field Dog for his P-Gens. Does get the kill on that bomber, but definitely got a huge amount of value. Team 1 at 300, Team 2 at 4. No, it's not at 4, but 250. So now 50 ahead versus the 25 I mentioned earlier. Nano comm versus just gun and stealth comm. Artifacts is being tickled as we speak, and Just Q is just going to sit there and just keep on shooting him. 84 hit points a second regen, and Mantis are coming into range. I don't think Artifacts should have moved that far forward, and he's going to start paying the price for it. Those Mantis are chewing it up pretty quickly. Just Q will keep pushing forward to assist. Team 1 PD is now opening up. They're about to come in range of each other in terms of the comm and that PD. Artifacts dropping into the red, sub 1,000. Overcharge, couple more shots, and that will be it. Team 1 secures a kill here on this western side. Now a 4v4 in favor of no one because it's a tie game. Janus trying to take out Existential Badger. He's dropped into the yellow. He has 2 veterancy though, so 20% more additional hit points. ASF's coming in to clear up those interceptors, but the comm of Dr. Lexus is being surrounded by T1 tanks. He does have gun and not T3, but 3-star veterancy. I don't think these tanks will be enough to kill him off. It will force him back severely, but I think he should be fine. Just going to get some nice veterancy. And won't get to 4, but it'll get halfway to 4. In the northeast, Team 2 has tried to push back Team 1's Wetman, but he is holding strong, getting a bunch of facilities, T1 and T2 online. He's getting some PD as well. Those Oblivion PD and the Obsidians. Gotta be just close names. That's just gonna be very close. Dorset going for just healing operations at this point. He should go for... Now I was literally just about to say it. He should go for Nano, and takes the words right out of my mouth. Goes for Nano. T2 land headquarters online. Now upgrading to T3. That's what it was over here. So it definitely was probably T2 land that was killed off earlier by that bomber. And that bomber is inbound once again, going after that tactical missile launcher. Great move by that bomber. Very vulnerable target. Well, bomber will keep going in. Looks like it's going after more T1 Mechs. Will drop the bomb. Will not drop the bomb. These ones are upgrading to T1. Maybe he just doesn't want to waste his bomb on that. He's going for the comm. Going for T2 land. Don't know what he's going after, but he's inbound for something. Here comes that bomber. Gonna drop on some engineers. Kills about half of that build power. ASFs did come. Were those ASFs? I think those are just interceptors. Still online, though. That bomber has paid for itself and then some. We do see Team 1 now exerting more control over this southwest section of the map. Team 2 has to focus a little bit more on this section if they don't want to be overrun in their main base. Second T3 air headquarters is online for Dr. Lexus. Does Team 1 have a response to that? No, they don't. So Team 2 trying to advance their offensive capabilities in this game going through air versus land. You see a couple of Loyalists online against some Mantis, and those Mantis are going to be chewed up and EMP'd at the same time. Definitely not the combination you want. If you can't shoot back and you can't swarm the enemy, essentially you are dead in the water. Redeemer Bouncer online T3 AA Mobile online here for MSG to protect himself. Does look like that bomber was eventually. Yep. No, it wasn't it. Where's that bomber at? Oh, I heard something exploding or something. I don't know what that was. Oh, just this facility. Looks like the P-gens were killed off. Where is that? Oh, is that the bomber? Oh, the bomber was scooped up. Okay, that's what it was. But Team 1 getting a lot of mileage out of those T3 strat bombers. We haven't seen any sort of moves here from Team 2. They had a couple of Janus, but not much of anything else. They could really go for it. They have the ASF to support it. Team 1 doesn't have a lot of ASFs of their own. They're focusing a little bit more on land. Nice firebase online with a tactical missile launcher. Going to start assassinating some mass. This would be a very good one to go after because of its adjacency bonuses. But T1 and T2 support coming in to assist the Loyalist. Those tickle cannons are online. There is some T1 mixed in there as well. That's a lot of firepower coming off of this one facility. And here come those units coming in to engage. Kill the engineers off so they don't build anymore. Then kill everything else off. Pillars come in for some decent amount of damage. Voltus from the skies as well. There's a couple of T1 AA archers nearby, and those are going to be immediately targeted by those gunships. They're going to start taking out this manufacturing facility. They could have gone after the build power. Not the build, but they went after the build power. Could have gone after the PD, but it does look like more reinforcements are inbound to the west. And this force will keep going east. This facility has been knocked out. How was this side crushed so hard, says MSG. A comm died, and one comm was forced back. So essentially 2 comms knocked out of the fight. This is essentially how it happened. We haven't seen experimentals as of yet. 2 players have died, 1 from each team. I was versus 3 on my side. I was versus 3, and my side made air. I guess that's kind of fair. T2 Stingers online. They're not my favorite. They do some damage, of course, but I prefer the Volthus in that regard. We have 1,800 hit points versus the 700. I feel like obviously the Volthus are a little more beefy. But I'm not a huge fan of the Stinger. I like the broadsword, the bigger brother of the Stinger, personally, but you take what you can get kind of thing. Those gunships are taken out by that T2 banger, that flak, and those Stingers not having a good day here. They are taking a couple of those heavy tanks out, those pillars, but essentially it's just a stopgap for now. I wouldn't be surprised to see just Q's comm maybe move up to this position and take that mechs. We are seeing again the slow encroachment of Team 1 on this western side. Team 2 has to invest a lot more of tension, or they're just going to again be just completely overrun in that main base. And they're actually losing ground in the northeast as well. They have to decide what they want to do: hold the line or force the line back down here. They can't do both. And I feel like if they were to drop back a little bit, they would be able to push back this force outbound from Team 1. Strat bomber constantly raining in fire from the skies and just sitting there trying to hover bomb. Will get shot out of the sky for it. Stealth coming online here for MSG. I love how the unit just kind of slows down when it hits some shields. It's like, hey, I'm gonna land. Oh, not just kidding. I'm just gonna fall with style, essentially. And this is not good here for Team 2 here in the west. Of course, Team 1 at 480 mass a second. Team 2 at 350, essentially more than 100 mass more per second. That is a ton of mass to be ahead, especially at the 22-minute mark. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Team 1 and 2 both have 4 comms left alive. Team 1 owns more than 50% of the battlefield, especially with that little outcropping on that plateau. And again, if you've been enjoying the cast so far, please like and comment down below. Please subscribe. Please hit that share button. Again, thank you so much for watching. We do see those bricks are being a nice little brick wall and just kind of poking at these units here for Team 1. Pillars will move in, and those bricks will try to get out of range. These bricks are a little bit slower, but they're going to be able to chew through a lot of those hit points on board those units. We do see Mr. Female Dog building more fire bases to secure his side of the map. He doesn't want any more incursions from this western side and trying to secure at least those 3 mass points once again. Both the comms for Team 2 are underneath the shield, and Wetman still hasn't really moved from this position. It's kind of PD creeping a tiny bit, but not a lot. More of kind of curving it more than just going straight at him. There is a Zapper online, T3 Pigeon being built to assist with the power costs from that T3 land headquarters. Air grid very small here for Team 1. That could be a way for Team 2 to come back in this game is with a massive amount of air grid. T2 air headquarters upgrading to T3 headquarters. Don't need a second T3 headquarters, but it always is nice to have. And there is another air facility. So Team 2, again, could come back in this game with those air forces. They just haven't done it yet. Spider is being built here for Team 1's Just Q. I think that's the first one being built here in the game. That is a shield. I don't see any sort of other experimentals. That is the cheapest one in the game to construct, so that would make sense why it usually is the first one to see. If you reclaim, give it to me, says MSG. I wonder what MSG is doing. It's not building anything of note. I think he doesn't have, he needs that power to power that shield. Good opportunity here for Team 1 to spam up some missiles. That shield was offline, it's back online. Make experimental, says artifacts. There's Mr. Female Dog. So again, chicken versus monkey. Tail old as time. Usually the chicken wins unless the monkey lord can get in a couple of seconds of that laser damage. T2 mobile artillery is on the flip side here. It's supported with some bricks. Don't really need the bricks, but raining in missiles from the heavens. Definitely not the position that Team 2 wants to be in. Get some artillery here on this ridge. Get some... Well, getting some flak to assist with its defense, which is good, but artillery definitely would be a lot better. It hit a lot more targets and just to constantly annoy Team 2. Essentially, with the amount of map that Team 1 owns, it's just a matter... just by map control alone, it's just a matter of time before Team 1 wins. And it just goes to show, with all the mass points under their control, and there's not a lot of raiding, like this could be a couple of T2 gunships, either Stingers or Volthus, just over here, going after Mexes, Team 1 and T2, a couple of them over here. Could kill off a decent amount of eco, and the build up here for Team 1 is pretty severe. Team 2 needs some big ticket item. They are building a chicken, but that monkey will finish before that, and it will actually finish in a couple of seconds. Does look like there is a charge by the comms here for Team 2. Team 2 is holding back Team 1, but again, it's the situation of one comm for Team 1. It's holding back two comms for Team 2. They are building a monkey. That could be very, very big here for this eastern side. Food for thought, an Oblivion PD, or any PD for that matter, can't fire through through hills. Just want to point that out. You need to put it like right here to have a nice line of sight. Definitely not the best placement, but again, if units come in around the bend, then it opens fire. So in that regard, I understand, but practice not so much. You do see in this south position, Team 2 trying to build a bunch of shields to prevent any more incursions. Utashalas have been spammed up for defense. Team 1 Mexes have been rebuilt on that position. But Team 1 is just not giving up here. A lot of flak in here trying to counter those gunships. A lot of shielding, a lot of tanks. We do see those bricks are coming in to just wreck their fun. There aren't a lot of T3 units. I'm kind of surprised to not see Existential go for any Perseus, or even Titans for that matter, but at least, you know, go for a couple of those. Those forces will have to retreat just due to the force of those bricks. We do see bricks here for Just Q, but they're waiting for the Monkey Lord. The Monkey Lord is on its way, moving in directly to those bricks. Team 2 needs that chicken online sooner rather than later. It's in the yellow. Team 2 does have a nice ASF force, and they ping probably this position, saying, hey, what's going on up here? And this position has been here for a while, and that T2 radar being very far forward, not protected, has a lot of intelligence to be able to be known. We do see the Omni online here to the west. That's more than enough to be able to see pretty much everything. And if this was over here, then they would have Omni essentially for the base of Team 2. So great position for this radar. This radar is a little bit better because it's further back, of course, but if this was an Omni, this could see everything going on, especially on that front side of Team 2's base. We do see a couple of units here for Team 1 trying to just scout around, make sure there's no nonsense going on. A couple of wall sections were built, but nothing too crazy. MSG does finish his monkey, and will he just send it in immediately? Don't know. There's some loyalists online. Monkey is going to be used at range for that longer cannon. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but you know, it does something. It's about 300 damage per double shot, or 150 per individual plasma shot. We do see that monkey in the south pushing against that line of Utashalas and Triads. There is a stealth field on the line. That monkey halfway to his first veterancy. And will he just go for it? I don't think he will. Bricks are moving in to assist. They need to stay underneath that shield and maximize the hit points on board. We have T1 bombers inbound to try to throw off MSG, throw off Just Q's forces. We do see dual lines of pillars and supporting units inbound to support this monkey. And Team 2 needs to get their butts in gear and deal with this, so it is not going to feel good for them later on, or soon actually. That chicken is coming online, but it might be a little too late in that regard. The monkey breaks through the Utashalas. The bricks are trying to keep it at bay. The monkey needs to move a tiny... No, it's in range of pretty much everyone. Oh, nope, now it's in range. The monkey might die. If it gets a rank in veterancy, it'll be fine. It does die off, so that monkey is killed off, but the frontline defenses are just shattered here. More gunships are arriving for support. We have T2, Nothus. Of course, there should be some Janus flying around as well, but there's a lot of AA in the area as well. They need to move up a little bit more. But pillars and bricks are just ripping through defenses and infrastructure. How's that attack going on in the northeast? Well, it has forced back the Calm of Wetman. That monkey is getting a huge amount of mileage here for Team 2. This is what they needed. They needed to break Team 1 on this northern side to be able to, again, either divert attention or keep pushing in, essentially what Team 1 is doing. Team 1 has the advantage, at least for the time being. That chicken is online. It's ripping through those bricks, and now these T2 units are outmatched. There are bricks still inbound here for Dr. Alexis's base, and that is really hurting. The pigeons definitely should be the bigger targets. I know you want to take out the defenses, but just the spy plane being killed off. There it goes. The pigeon should be the big target. Dr. Alexis pushing forward with his commander, and that brick might be enough. Let's see, 2,000 hit points left. There's one more brick. The pillars are moving into assist. Parachute gets taken out. The pillars are moving in, and this might be enough. There goes the pigeon. One more pigeon, and that's going to severely wreck Dr. Alexis's eco. He's getting some assistance from his teammates in that regard, but it does look like those pillars are they're just not in range to really do a whole lot. That chicken is chewing through them. We'll get a rank in veterancy at a minimum from all of this. Those pillars are just charging into the they should be going after the pigeon. Shield isn't going to do a whole lot. Should be going at it's just the massive amounts of kills here. Already killed off 66 units, and that pigeon will stay alive. One strap bomber will kill that off, but forces diverted to the north. A bunch of AA support trying to get out of dodge from that chicken. And that monkey is going to retreat in the face of this Harbinger. Actually, it's not Harbinger. It's Brick with Obsidian Horde. Definitely love the mix of units. Super tanky, quite literally, here for Team 1 on this eastern side. Well, that's northern, eastern. Team 1's eastern side, northern side of the map. Whatever it may be. We do see what is this over here? We see a bunch of T1, actually these are T2 engineers building a couple of flak, and there is a trebuchet in the mix. T3 mobile artillery going after mechs. Love to see this, just trying to pick at Team 2's eco more and more. I don't know if it was really worth it. Team 2 essentially got a free Monkey Lord to scoop up and a couple of other units as well. Some infrastructure was killed off. Dr. Alexis is fine in that regard. He's not great, but he's kind of fine. He should be fine for a little bit. Pings do go down, saying, hey, there's some issues going on over here, and that artillery lands right on top of it. It's actually upgrading the T3, but all of that mass being spent is just going to go to waste. Oh, and it kills off that T2 Mechs. And it's just more eco being assassinated here. Still, Team 1 leads about 130 mass more than their 120 mass more than their opponents. This position has been not super crucial to Team 1's war effort, but just poking and prodding at Team 2 definitely worth that position. We even see a branch off position trying to take out some T2 mass points as well. So definitely paid for its weight in gold in that or mass, I should say, in that regard. Percy's are coming online here for Badger, grouping up with the forces for Just Q. That chicken is trying to force back any sort of engineers, scooping up reclaim. Team 2 will secure the rest of that reclaim. But again, they're being hemmed in more and more. And we see just a bunch of AA on the cliffside here going after some air scouts. Does take out one, takes out two more of them. That's going to hurt. Another T2 Mechs is going to die. Second artillery pumping out rounds. And that air scout, that spy plane will be taken out. So Team 1 does have a couple experimentals waiting in the clip. We have 2 Monkeloids with some Harbingers, bricks, obsidians as well. That's a huge tanky front line. Would have liked to see a Colossus in that mix. We can't ask for everything. More monkeys are being planned here by that Rigard Airslot player who's not playing air. Wetman is in the corner with Nano underneath the surface of the water. Crabs are going to be built here by Kramer. I don't see any sort. Oh, nope. There is a crab that is under construction and a monkey that has been finished off. Let's see. Oh, there it is. The Fat Boy is online. 33 minutes in this game. Does Team 2 go for any standoff tactics? They need a bigger ticket item to really, jumpstart their position in this game. They're going for Quantum Gateway for engineering support. So that's good. That they're getting. They don't have, the Seraphim does not have access to RASCOMs. So I kind of would like to see somebody on Team 2 share tech to get that for him. But he's going for engineering, so it's, again, better than nothing. T3 MassFab is going to be assisted by T3 Pigeon for some reduction in energy spend. We do see a couple of bricks going after some T2 Mechs that have been built by MSG. I don't think that's going to really do a whole lot, unfortunately, here. Those Mechs probably should have just been T1, because it does take more time for T2 Mechs to pay off than it does T1. And that front line really needs to be kind of shored up a little bit. The chicken, unfortunately, is not over here. It's up here. It went after the cliff units up here. Did take out a brick, but is being forced back by a separate brick. We do see the artillery still raining in here for Team 1's Kramer. He isn't being a super active air player, except for earlier on. He's just kind of letting the game play out. Monkey is going to retreat. At least maybe group up with some. That's a lot of Redeemers. Bricks are going to fall back. Percy Force just kind of hanging out, going after some of those engineers. Scout Police is just you. That's probably what he's waiting for, just to see what's going on down there. ASFs are mobilizing, so we're seeing if they're going to get some orders here to go after Team 2's air. Team 2 has a decent amount of air. I would like to see some AA mixed in there, static-wise or mobile, either or. Preferably both, but either or works. We do see that chicken is retreating as well. Ravagers would be super great up here with their longer range. That'd be definitely a good spot to put them. The chicken could target them, but, it's the whole how much damage you're going to do to the chicken before the chicken comes and kill them kind of thing. In the east, they're building just... Oh, there's a nuke launcher being built. Hot Stew? That's how you say it. Hot Stew? Artillery fire on the cliff side here for Team 2, doing exactly what I want Team 1 to do over here. Looks like they're just going for mass fab assistance over there for that max. A lot of players have either started or finished full AFK, says MSG. Oh, that's definitely always disappointing here. No, well, units are... Oh, they're just patrolling. They're not really doing a whole lot. I can see what he means. Where is the comm? Comm's going for RAS. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom. Maybe he had to go answer the door for pizza or something. Who knows? Maybe he had to go to let the dog in or out, depending on direction. Darning T2, so he's alive, and he finished T2 very quickly in 3 seconds. So he's not doing nothing. So we'll see if maybe it was just that. Just had to go out for a quick minute. We do see a ghost that Nuke is almost online. That could be a game changer here for Team 2. They need some sort of bigger ticket item to force back Team 1. Team 1 already has a couple of SMDs at least built at the moment. But there is a lot of unprotected infrastructure here for Team 1 that they could go after. This position, definitely very good spot. This position here would be a good spot. The main base for these players on the west would be a good spot. Actually, a lot of places. There's a TV land headquarters up here, because why not? Kermit getting to the land game, but doing it on the little isolated cliffside. The two monkeys have pushed up and are just ripping through those bombers. Obviously, the Redeemers and Flak are assisting. But looks like they're trying to go around on the northern side, essentially skip this little fire base that's been built here by Team 2's Dr. Alexis. The chicken is guarding it, of course. Pretty much in the shield, but his head is sticking out just a little bit. It's just kind of quiet a little bit. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I feel like there's really not a whole lot to talk about. Team 1 just kind of going back and forth in the east with Team 2. Team 2, again, not really pushing, just kind of holding. I think that's how Team 2 is going to play for the time being. They do have a crab and 3 monkeys, so that is going to be a decent amount of units and firepower. Team 1 doesn't want to commit. 2 monkeys definitely will kill 1 chicken. And the nuke coming online, getting a decent amount of assistance, is loading pretty quickly. Team 1's got to make a decision about that sooner rather than later. There's another monkey lord here for Team 2's AFK. Not AFK, Team 2's Dorset, who was claimed as being AFK. Monkeys are given the charge to move. Team 1 has 3 monkeys in tow, but Team 2 has a crab, and Team 2 has a 4th monkey. And a Colossus is started. Definitely should have started that earlier. 5, says Kramer. Yep, talking about experimentals. That is 5. We might see an attack here from... Okay, we got to slow it down a little bit because we see crab and monkey to the south. And actually, we're going to split. I don't do this a whole lot because I kind of forget that it exists. We are going to move this in the middle right here. We're going to see the crab over there. We're going to watch in the west here. Oh, I guess we'll just zoom out a little bit. So we have the crab leading the attack here for Team 1. And the monkeys are leading the attack here for Team 2. Team 2 trying to get in before these Oblivion PD are built. Those monkeys will rip through that pretty quickly. A lot of Team 1 spam trying to worm their way in. We have some bombers coming in here. And again, a chicken versus a crab, not necessarily the best idea. Crab needs to turn. There he goes. Chicken should start walking immediately. The crab is actually retreating as we speak. Some Nothas are coming in to assist. Not really going to do a whole lot, and those monkeys are going to come in and be able to lure the chicken out and kill that off very quickly. And a huge amount of Percy support should get in there immediately. You see, actually, those are all just Percys. In the northeast section of the map, or the east, or the right side of the screen, those monkeys are staying out of attack range of everything else under here. There's a couple of Gunthers online, but Team 2 has given everything over to MSG, at least the things owned by Team 2's Dorset. The chicken does die off. The Percys walk face first into that fire, and they are being shot by triads as well. Definitely not the best place to stand. All those Percys are just dying to that Ion Storm. The Ion Storm's killed 10,000 mass. That thing will get its own veterancy at some point. That's gotta hurt. Monkeys are leading. Where's that 5th monkey? Did it already die off? I don't think it died. Did it even get... No, it's back there. And there it goes. The monkeys will be given the order to move in. 2 of them will. The 3rd one is standing by. Crab going after the 1st monkey. That monkey will die. Team 1 bombers coming in to assist, going after the crab. Got to keep moving on the left side of the screen. Crab going after T3 units on the edge here, so there's no sense in taking unnecessary firepower. Mr. Female Dog is trying to get forward. Does get a nice overcharge into that chassis. He does get targeted by that monkey, but he will not die from that 1st one. The 2nd one could kill off Mr. Female Dog. 1 crab, actually 2 monkeys and 2... Oh, yeah, 2 monkeys die, but the comm of Team 2 as Mr. Female Dog dies to that monkey fire, and now it is a 4v3 in favor of Team 1. Team 2 is moving their monkeys on the northern side of things. Well, it's a crab v crab fight. That crab is going to win that fight. Monkeys should join and try to deal with these monkeys on the northern side. He will die, but at least try to force them back with some sort of firepower. Team 2 has a ton of artillery coming in from the Fat Boy and from Static here on the south side of things. Fat Boy coming to support the Percys. They're walking into a lot of shells there. And there goes the 2nd monkey, and the 3rd monkey will die here pretty shortly. The defending monkey for Team 1's Wetman will die. And now another crab for, again, a layered defense. The crab does go down here for Team 2 as well. All of the experimentals except the newly minted monkey are down. There's a lot of brick support, but they're going to get chewed through very quickly, especially with 2 crabs firing at them. Team 2 is suffering here. A monkey has been diverted from the front lines up north, and they're being built very, very quickly by all this hive support. There's 3 of them on the way. They'll be able to force back a lot of this firepower. Once the crab is gone, the Fat Boy will go very, very quickly. There goes the monkey here for Team 2. It's down. It's a good thing that I split the screen because I would have missed a lot of action either on the south side of things or the north side of things. And that crab is down a lot. Actually, not really a lot of infrastructure damage, except for the kill, of course, on Mr. Female Dog. I don't know why I said it that way. How is this nuke loading? It's not. Well, it's half loaded. The chicken is being supported more, but the Fat Boy will force back those units here for Team 1. Team 1 got some more infrastructure killed, but essentially Team 2 has either intentionally or unintentionally created essentially a kill box. At least, well, kill rectangle, I guess. Or kill triangle. It's more of a kill triangle. Essentially, that's where all the units are dying over here. Lots of dead monkeys. Not really a lot of infrastructure was lost. A couple of the mexes were gone. But a lot of the attention, of course, was from that first chicken. And with a bunch of Percy's going to fire into that first monkey lord. That monkey will die. I think the second one will be able to get out pretty fine. There goes the first monkey. It may do a decent amount of damage. We'll see. In the north side of things, Team 1 is pushing back on Team 2. There's not a lot to defend. There's one monkey, but against 2 crabs, that is not the situation that monkey wants to be in. Monkey trying to stay at range against those Percy's. Percy's are doing a decent amount of damage, but that Fat Boy is coming in and just ruining those Percy's days. Does almost have a rank in veterancy from all that fire. The monkey will move in again, question mark? Percy fire coming in. More and more shots going into that chassis of that, not Monkey Lord. And there's a couple more Percy's online. Oh, it will not be enough. It gets a rank in veterancy at the last second. A couple more 5. Nope, that is it. Those Percy's are dead. But there is a crab nearby. And if that monkey wanders into that crab's range, it is dead on arrival. I think we can rejoin the screens here. There we go. Move this back over to the right side of the screen. I do like how it snaps to the edge, so I don't have to worry about it. There. Actually, I can probably move it up a little bit more. There we go. Anyway. Crabs are now leading that front line. That's really it. Team 1 was focusing on building that Colossus, but then was destroyed. But that nuke is launched. Where is it going? It's going for this position. SMD is loaded, unfortunately. Should have loaded that nuclear missile earlier, but unfortunately here for Team 2, the nuke is not going to go anywhere. Well, it's going to go. It just won't land. Probably would have been better to go after whatever's down here. Fat Boy very out in front, trying to force back the shield. There is a Soothsayer online, and lots of vision getting out from this thing. You can see essentially everything, and I do like the fact that when it gets destroyed, it just like slowly collapses and then just immediately collapses. I do kind of find that kind of funny. Crab is being shot by a lot of Fat Boy shots, but can take it with a 110,000 hit points. First, Crab does go down here for Team 1 in the northern section against Monkey and Tickle Cannons and a bunch of Gunthers. And that second Crab is staying online. Could go after the P-Gens. Does go after the shield emitter. Will take out a couple of Tickle Cannons as well. Again, the P-Gens definitely would be the better value. Does take out another emitter. Oh, one more shot. Should be it. Monkey will move in to deal a lot of laser cannon damage. But we'll just walk to its death at this point. Oh, but it's not focusing the Monkey Lord. Oh, there it goes. Now it's firing. Oh, it's missed it again. Oh, there goes the P-Gens. There's one more online. That Crab is taking a lot of damage. Brick's trying to surround it. Takes out the other P-Gen. Takes out the air facility. The Crab is online, but Team 2 has their own Crab, and Team 1 has a second Crab. That is a lot of Crabs here on that northern side. Hopefully no one has to go to the doctor for those. And realistically, I don't see anything major coming out of Team 1 side of things. There is a Colossus being built as we speak. Looks like more miasma defenses just in case. Monkey, then Crab. Bunch of mass fabs. Really, there's really nothing out of Team 1's base. Another Crab. Oh, we do see a Disruptor. Like, doesn't need to be that forward. But why not? In the east, that Crab does end up being killed off here for Team 1. But the second Crab comes in. Will it be enough? 37 versus 63. It should be enough to be able to kill that Crab off. It's essentially just a one for one. One team kills a Crab, and then the other team kills a Crab. We have Bricks running around here, not targeting the Megalith, question mark? I wonder what that was about. Are they on hold fire or something? I don't know why they're just standing there not firing. It's very weird. Nuke this as artifacts. That would be definitely a nice... That's a huge, like, ball of PD here. Another crab is online. This crab will die. Now the pricks start firing. That was very weird why they weren't firing earlier. But now another crab coming online. Let's see in the south. Percy's and other units trying to push. Actually, they're just Percy's and one Demolisher. Will retreat in face of those Fat Boys. What is... Oh, that was weird. That Fat Boy was... Very weird that some of those Fat Boy legs and other components are just... Yeah, like this one completely disappeared. What the heck is going on? It's just appearing out of nowhere. What in the world? Weird. Anyway, there is a Duke coming online here for Dr. Alexis. He's getting into the in-game stage of this game. In-game stage of this game. Wow. Havatham is coming online here for Mr. Female Dog. The Disruptor is being built at the same time. Does both teams know about it? They know it's a spider. They don't know anything else. What does Team 1 know about? They know about the Havatham, and they don't know about the Duke, so they know about one of them, which one of them is being built pretty close, is almost close to being finished here. Crabs still being assaulted here on the northern side of things. This crab, actually that's a monkey that dies off the T1 bomber spam. Going after that P-Gen. Oh, will they get it? Oh, they do, and they'll kill off a couple of defending units as well because of the volatile explosion on board. Team 1's Wetman almost has the Colossus. It's about ready to stand up. I love watching the animations for these things. Very, very nice make. XP says artifacts. Team 2's artifacts. One of their dead players is trying to assist from beyond the grave. Havatham is online. And the question is, what is it going to target first? It will get all 4 P-Gen assistants. Team 2 has been on the back foot this entire game. Not entire game, but most of the game. And now with 3 monkeys, 2 crabs, and a Fat Boy and a partridge in a pear tree. That's what I'm thinking about with all that. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's made a 12 Days of Christmas FAF version. I would not be surprised if somebody's made that. I'm not a good singer, so don't think that I will do it. But that monkey is really just giving that crab a hard time. Crab will turn around and go, oh, that's a monkey. I should probably kill that. And will that monkey kill off that crab? Oh, the cannons are slowly getting out of range because the Monkey Lord is going out of its field of view. But there's a second crab, and this little mountain has been just the bane of the existence here for both teams. You see, oh, it does kill off the crab. Wow, look at the carnage. Look at it. Look at all the dead carnage. Look at it. All dead. Mount Doom essentially over there. And that artillery is targeting, let's see, the air grid, I would assume. Pretty vulnerable. Yep, it is targeting the air grid. And Team 1, again, hasn't really been using their air. And I feel like they might have the advantage. 100, almost essentially 200 here for Team 1. And Dr. Alexis has... Essentially, it's about comparable between the two teams. Neither Com really using it. Team 2 is using it heavily defensively. Team 1 not even using it at all. And I don't know why they pinged down. No idea. Anyway. That Disruptor, how's it going? Disruptor is online. So both teams have T3 artillery and they're going to start throwing plasma and gels at one another. How's that Duke looking? Duke's about ready to cross into the middle. It actually has been stopped for focusing on the Fat Boys. And with 2 Fat Boys online, it would be funny to see a Fat Boy up here. But 2 Fat Boys online here for Team 2 and a crab and a chicken. Again, 3, I'm going to state it, 3 monkeys, 2 crabs, and a Fat Boy. And I feel like that Fat Boy should be producing units. Good. Emphasis on the word should. Nothing here to stop 7 experimentals, says Mr. Female Dog. Nope. Well, it's 6. There are 6. Where's the 7th one coming from? I don't see 7. I just see 6. Those Fat Boys are just going to stand at attention. Shields, T3 already targeting. I don't know why it's targeting. I mean, it's targeting the air grid, but this is definitely the bigger threat here. The nuke being loaded as well. Does Team 1 have a defense for that? They do, so that's perfectly fine. Second disruptor going off pretty quickly. In the west, Quantum Gateway. Shields spammed up very quickly here for Kramer for assisting protection of the air grid. Another disruptor coming online in the rear here for Team 1. More crabs inbound, and it's just Crab City. Look at all the mass on this. Actually, a Colossus died too. Look at all the mass. Look at it. Look at all the mass. 215,000 mass here. 51 minutes in this game. Artillery raining in around Dr. Lexus, and not a lot of support in either building more shields or assisting previously built ones or current online ones. They just finished the third FAF boy. The experimentals still haven't been given the command to just go for it. Feel like this nuke will target those experimentals, and it's going to trigger the attack here from Team 1. Still crabs being used by both teams to force their opponents back, but 3 versus 1 here pretty soon. A squadron of bombers is en route to their location or somewhere. They're going after... What are they going after, I wonder? They're going to run into a nice little horde of ASFs, and most of them die on their way anyways. And then they go, nuke is launched. Where is it going? It's going into the rear. This position has not been protected by anti-nukes for a long time. This crab ends up dying. We do see a couple of units to the north, couple of bricks, but nice veterancy. Colossus is just going to eat that nuke when it lands. Is there a teleport coming online? Oh, that's gotta hurt. MSG has been defeated by Wetman, and then I think Wetman is alive? Dead? No, he's fine. Where is Wetman? Oh, he's over here. He just, the comm of MSG just teleported onto a nice bank of PD, and there goes everything in this base here for Wetman. The Colossus perfectly fine, just a flesh wound, and this base in the east is being bombarded by grab fire in the south as the attack commenced. What the heck is going on? What is this, a parabola or something going on over here? Just a sine wave or cosine wave? Woo! Anyway, it's still those experimentals still have not been given the order to move. And now with the death of MSG, everything is transferred over to Dorset, it looks like. And it's again a 4v2 in favor of Team 1. Colossus would have been a very nice grab, and it was going after the disruptor that was being built, but maybe he died to P? No? He just died to T1 PD and a couple of RASCOMs, it looks like. It's definitely not the... Well, it does look like a couple of them were actually does look like a RASCOM exploded. And then that's probably what triggered some of the damage onto the comm as well. So gotta watch out for those RASCOMs. They explode when they die, and they deal some AoE damage. The attack has now commenced. 1 fat boy, 3 monkeys, and 2 crabs versus 1 chicken and 4 fat boys. Sorry, 3 fat boys. Oh, my mouth and brain are not working right now. And that chicken is being just eaten up by artillery fire, and everything is transferred over to Team 2's Dr. Lexus. Dorset has been defeated by Kramer here in the north from the attack by those crabs. And now it's a 4v1 in favor of Team 1 still. And I feel like Team 2 is not long for this world. That chicken is down. It will take a monkey. All 3 monkeys have been defeated here for Team 1. They have 2 crabs and a fat boy left. Dr. Lexus might just be the prime target here. He has shield online, be able to protect himself for a little bit. Those crabs were just a little bit more overwhelming for defenses. There are 2 monkeys online still. Bunch of artillery fire raining in from somewhere. There was another disruptor coming online. That has been stopped. Nuke did kill almost 80,000 mass, so definitely got some mileage out of that. Oh, taking out some engineering support. That's gotta hurt. The crab, the first of 2 have died. This amount of fat boy fire is enough to hold back the crabs. They're losing a lot of territory, but I don't think they care about territory. They care about surviving at the most. We do see 2 disruptors online. Third one coming online. I think I saw something else firing. Strap bombers are inbound here for Kramer. Moving into the middle. There is counter artillery fire coming out from this Duke, and of course, and the Hovertham in the east. So it's a 2v2 scenario in that regard. And it does look like it is... Well, what? Oh, no, there's a Duke over here. Okay, that's where that artillery fire is coming in from. Those look like they're doing some damage to that air base, but I don't think it's going to be long for this world, or it doesn't really need to be worried about. The line of Percys are engaging. Massive amounts of defenses are trying to rip through them. We see the Ravagers. We see all of the Fat Boys moving into the east to avoid the line of Percys. The comm of Dr. Lexus is nearby, unless he's retreated away. There goes some Strat Bombers inbound. They went after the comm. The comm is on the front line, protecting his facility to the last. And all those Percys will fire into that comm, and that will be it here for Team 2. Death by Percy. GG's in chat, and that is a win here for Team 1. I had to sneeze for like 30 minutes there, and I would not sneeze. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was. Were you right or were you wrong in your estimations for who would have won or who would win this game? And again, make sure you share this video with anyone, everyone, and your pets, of course. Let's get on to MVPs and MUPs. If both exist or none exist. Because there are games where both exist and more if one exists or none exists. I feel like for Team 2, standout player, and there really wasn't one. They weren't doomed to fail from the beginning. They had a lot of progress here in the north. They were just stopped, and they didn't really have any more momentum. They spent it all. And then they were stopped, and because they were stopped, couldn't really get that momentum back. They did get a kill earlier on against, let's see, who was it? It was Literal. Literal was killed off first, and then Artifacts right after that. So Team 2 had an advantage for comms on this northern side. They just didn't push as much as they could have, I feel like. In the south, Team 2 was just pushed back constantly. Artifacts died. That was a lot of the momentum killed off for them. Team 1 just kept gaining slowly but surely, kept attacking, kept raiding, kept just charging. They weren't even raiding. They were just charging the front door, constantly trying to get in some damage. Team 2 could have built a game ender or something. They built a couple of artilleries, but they could have pooled their resources together and built maybe a YOLO or a Scathus. Or yeah, they could have built a Scathus, a YOLO, or a Mavor. I feel like YOLO would have been probably better than a couple of artillery, but feel like MVP for Team 1 or MUP. Existential Badger was pretty solid. Shouldn't have ran, of course, all of those Percys early on into that Chicken Ion Storm, but then came back with a bigger horde of Percys and just blitzed that calm down. Of course, the crabs were shielding all of those Percys, of course. Don't think there's really one standout player here for Team 1 or Team 2. If I had to give anything, let's see. You know, Kramer could have done a lot better with his air. He did have a couple of raids earlier on, just didn't use it later. I mean, neither team really used air at all. It was essentially just a land battle with maybe some gunships mixed in and a couple of Strat Bombers. That's really it. I don't think anybody really gets the MVP, MUP award. Maybe there could be a argument made for Existential Badger, because he was very supportive on the southern side. Would have liked to see a little bit more, but he did get a Duke. That assisted a little bit, was building a second one, got a Quantum Gateway online. It was not a Duke, but don't think I can give it to anybody. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have an MVP or MUP pick from this game. Please, again, thank you so much for watching. And, of course, hit that like and sub button down below. And I will see all of you in the next one.